What's up, everyone? Welcome once again to the channel. As always, it's your boy Armando. Today, I'm excited for this video. A new kayak just released today, March 7th. And as most of you know, the hottest kayak on the market right now, and it's been like that since the end of 2024 all the way through the start of 2025, is the Bonafide XTR 130. However, a direct competition to that has just been released today, and it is the Wilderness Systems Pro Tactical Pro 128. And on this video, we're going to break down the specs on this, what I like about it, what I've seen from it, and stick to the end because we're going to do a side-by-side comparison with the Bonafide XTR. All right, so first things first, let's talk about the specs on this kayak. This kayak is 12.7 feet long. It is 38 inches at its widest. It has a carrying capacity of about 800 pounds, and the kayak itself with the seat weighs about 150 pounds. So that is very impressive. It is a heavy kayak for sure, but nonetheless, has a lot of carrying capacity, as you would imagine. So on the hull, the first thing that I notice, it's a cathedral or catamaran style hull, as you can see on this video. That means it's going to be a lot more stable than any other kayak that is on that 30-inch width range. It also, you can tell it's a lot taller on the front of the kayak. It's going to help it go through harsher weather than probably another kayak in that same category. It also comes with a retractable handle for your skeg that is located on the front or of your seat on the right side. Having a skeg on this kayak, again, it's gonna help it track better. So I think with the design of the hull and the skeg, this kayak is probably gonna be more stable and it's gonna track better than any other kayak, you know, in that same size or specs. Alright, so there's a lot to love about the deck design on this kayak. First of all, you do have the mounting plate for your trolling motor on the bow or front of the kayak. That's not new. Other kayak manufacturers have done that. What is new though is this lever and cable where you unlock or unclip your trolling motor in your bow so you can lift them out of the water. What I've never seen on any other kayak before is that line for that just runs through the inside of the hull and comes out on the right side of your seat. So if you want to unlock your trolling motor on your bow, you just unlock it from your seat. Obviously you can do that with any other kayak, but the problem is the line is going to be all over the deck. You can trip over it, you can get stuff tangled in it, so having it run through the hull is perfect. It also comes with the brackets to also lift your trolling motor out of your kayak without having to get out of your seat. Another great detail that I've never seen on any other kayak, it comes already with a built-in Anderson plug, both the male and the female. So if you're gonna connect a bow mount motor and you're not a DIY person, you don't like drilling on your kayak, perfect, you can save that money you would spend on your kayak outfitter because it already comes with the hardware to plug in your bow mount trolling motor. So that is pretty cool. That's gonna save you also in parts, so big thumbs up on that. I really like that. Goes a lot with attention to detail. There is a service plate again on the front of your kayak right above where the transducer for your kayak would be. That transducer is going to be on the bottom, a little pocket to protect it. You run the cables by drilling into those service plates, which avoids having to drill through your hull. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it, you just replace the plates. You didn't ruin the hull or deck of your kayak. There's another one on the back or underneath the seat, I should say, on the left side. That is in case you want to have your fish finder monitor on your left side, or if you want to have it on your front, you have the option of running those cables through either one of those. Maybe you have two monitors, one on the front for your forward facing sonar and one on your left for your maps and side scan and some of that other stuff. You also have a pocket for your catch board on your right side. So if you're fishing a tournament, you know where your catch board is. You don't have to worry about it being rolled around on the deck of your kayak and secure it without worrying about falling off. You also have 2 service plates on the back for your power pole mounts if you decide to put power pole mounts, or for a trolling motor on your stern of your kayak. Little compartment, dry compartment on the back. There's also a compartment for your batteries. It does come with this foam padding, so you can use that as a standing area if you want to fish it. It doesn't come pre-installed, but it comes with your kayak if you want to install it, and I think that's pretty cool. That means you can use the whole deck of your kayak to fish around it, not just the front, not just in your seat. All around the kayak. It helps you not to slip. Inside, there is something that I really love. It has its own breaker for the battery already installed and already wired. Again, that saves you money as far as having to do that installation yourself, or paying a kayak outfitter to do it for you. Right there is where you put the battery. Again, all the hard wire is there. Inside there is a little basket with some bungee cords in it. That's way to secure your battery without having to worry of moving around. It is with some Velcro on the bottom, so the Velcro holds it together on your kayak, on your hull inside your kayak. That keeps your battery safe from weather, and you don't have to worry about it rolling around on your kayak inside the hull of your kayak. That is pretty cool. I love that. It is awesome. Moving on, you see a lot of track mounts all over the kayak, front side, back side. Moving to the front of the kayak, you have 2 other compartments you can use for storage. First of all, there is a compartment that's separate from the hull, or the interior of the hull. It has the foam decking on top where you can stand and fish on top of it. Inside of it, you can put batteries, probably big enough for a couple of lithium batteries for trolling motors. There is a hatch on the very front of the bow with a storage bin. That storage bin is removable, so you can remove that and you can store your rods inside the hull of your kayak. So if you're traveling and you got a long trip and you got to stop at Buc-ee's and get your favorite sandwich or snacks, the rods stay out of sight, out of mind. The seat on the kayak looks very comfortable. What I really like about it is how easy you can adjust it. It has a handlebar on the bottom of your seat where you just push up or pull up, and then you can push forward or push backwards and reset your seat to be more comfortable. If you have to move your seat for whatever reason while you're on the water, that makes it a lot easier. All right, before we start comparing it to the Bonafide XTR 130, I want you to leave me the comments. Tell me what you think about this kayak. How do you think it stacks up compared to the Bonafide XTR 130? And what is your overall thoughts on this? Do you like it? Is that something you consider buying? What do you think? Good or bad? Just let me know. Put it in the comment sections. Give us your honest opinion. That's what we're looking for. All right, like I promised, side-by-side comparisons. First of all, let's talk about the specs. Like I mentioned, this is 12.7. Bonafide XTR manufacturer says it's 12.7. So they're pretty much, both of them are length are pretty much the same. This is a width of 38.5 inches. 38 inches. This is 40.5 inches. So this has 2.5 inches more at its widest. I would still say this is going to be a little bit more stable, and we'll go into that in a little bit. As far as the weight goes, fully rigged. That means with the seat. When we talk about fully rigged, it's not the hull. Bonafide likes to put on the website, the hull is 155, but when you add the seat, and of course you're going to fish with the seat on it. So the really weight is 170, according to their website. According to Wilderness System, with the seat, this is 150. So we're talking about 20 pounds of difference between one and the other. As far as the specs goes, this holds 755 pounds. This one is carrying capacity 800 pounds, 5 pounds more. As far as specs goes, not really much of a difference. They're pretty much equal. I would just say, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. As far as the hull design goes, obviously these two kayaks are going to be a lot more stable than you need to. Like at this point is overkill, right? Like this is going to be super stable. This I would say it's going to be a little bit more stable, even though it's a little bit narrower. The reason why I say that is what I talked about at the beginning. The whole design, a cathedral whole design, the emphasis on the bow, you see how wide and how deeper it is on the front than on the back. This is going to probably, with the skeg, which the Bonafide does not come with a skeg, I'm going to say this is going to be a little bit more stable. And it's going to track probably noticeably better than the Bonafide. Again, they're both going to perform very well in that aspect. This, I would just give it that little notch, but it's not like, hey, I'm struggling to stay stable or I'm struggling to stay, track on this one. It's going to be maybe noticeable, but again, overkill in my point. As far as the deck design goes, it's really up to what you like more. I mean, this has a little bit more standing room up the front, a lot of standing room. It's very, very impressive how much standing room you got. Very comfortable. I like this one. It's less chance of you tripping over anything just because at the front it's a little bit cleaner. However, there has a track mount on both of them. So you could be adding stuff. So depending on what you add, it could get cluttered on the front. But towards the front of the Kayak, I'm going to give Bonafide the edge on this. The compartments do look cleaner and look a little bit more high-end. Not saying that it's more high-end or it's better quality. I'm just saying the aesthetic of it look more high-end. Storage area on the front is a lot bigger than the storage area on the compartment here for the, again, Wilderness System 128 Tactical. What is it? Tactical Pro 120. It's going to take me a minute before I remember that. Compartment where you can put your rods, same as this. This is a little bit wider. It's going to be a little bit easier. The only thing about this one does not have a bin. Wilderness System does have a bin on theirs. Biggest difference right now, at least on the front of the Kayak, both of them have the plates to add your bow mount, and it also has the plates where you can run the cables through. This one already comes, like I mentioned, with the Anderson plug, both the male and the female. That's a big advantage. Saves you money. And I can't say enough, that's a big win on the Wilderness System, is you have the retractable bow mount for your motor that you can do without having to even get up from your seat. As far as storage, again, preferences. I love the fact that you can put your battery inside here on the back. I love the fact that it comes with a breaker installed. Again, that's going to save you money over here. Depending where you put your battery, you can put it up front, you can put it on the back. If you put it on the back where it's designed over here to have some room on the back, then it's really more exposed to the weather. The seat, obviously, like I mentioned, this is a lot smoother. It's like your cheap Japanese car where you just pull the handle, move up, move down. On this one, if you need to adjust it, you do gonna have to screw and unscrew, then move on and move out. Not a big deal because, frankly, most of us don't need to adjust their seat while we're on the water. We just have a preference, and that's where it usually stays. Advantage on the Bonafide is you have the pegs for your foot, so you can steer. On this one, it doesn't come with it. You would have to buy them, so that's a little bit more of investments. On the Bonafide side, it's already in it, so you don't have to invest on it. It does have where you can put your steering with your feet either on this side right here. It has some plates where you can connect it without having to drill, or you can do it on the track mount on the top, either one. As far as carrying, you have the carrying handles on the back. On this one, it's molded in, so you have to grab it from the back. It's not a big deal. You do have handles on the side, one on the side right here. On the Wilderness System, you have one right here, but it's in the track mount, so that's a little bit more friendly to carry. But other than that, I mean, you do have some more, I guess, options with the plates where you can drill your and run the cables to your electronics. Overall, I mean, it's what your preference is going to be. You know, it's hard to pick which one is better until you try them both. If you're going to be, you know, on big waters, this is probably going to track a little bit more. Aesthetically, I still like the Bonafide more. It's a little cleaner look. Looks a little bit more high quality in their design, but not saying that it is. Within the system has great quality kayaks. It's just aesthetically looks better, the Bonafide. But I mean, as far as performance, this has a big advantage on it. You do save some money with the Anderson plugs connected with the breakers and all that. So if you're not a DIY and you're going to go to your local outfitter, that's going to cost you money. But on the other hand, you're still going to have to install the pegs for your foot steering, which actually comes standard in the Bonafide. So, you know, that kind of evens itself out. So that's it. Let me know what you think and subscribe to the channel.